Jerry Ellerson. Here's Emmy Award winner.
Assignment. So there will be people filling in for Gary Ellerson, like 755 himself, Jerry Augustine, who was the winning pitcher when Hank Aaron hit his 755th final home run. Also talked to Jeff from Jeff Sports. I am addressing my obsession with things. One of my obsessions is The Miz. I think he's going to be the star the whole season for the Milwaukee Brewers. There's one star above all the others on the Brewers, and it is Miz, The Miz. Now, Jackson Churio, very good. Terang, there are other players with some significance, but you want to go see The Miz. Talking with KBN about checking about the number of strikeouts that he's scheduled to have in every game. And there may be a way to make some money there. But just everything about him you like. And I'm trying to think of like your favorite pitcher of all time. Has there ever been a pitcher? And it is, to be fair, all about strikeouts. So pitchers have you had that had the number of strikeouts that he did. I don't know who the best was. Teddy Higuera, maybe Ben Sheets. But it's what I want. I want a schedule. My obsession with The Miz, I want the schedule of when he's going to be pitching now and in the future. 1-800-990-3776. And my other obsession, of course, is the coach at Iowa. I mean, think about that. McCaffrey had been there. He did pretty well. Gone. We're going to hire the guy who was at Drake one year. And they are now in the Elite Eight. And it's to this point, while I've compared him to Bo Ryan because he dominated at a different level, there is a great connection to 2000 with Wisconsin because it was Dick Bennett and his 8th-seeded Badgers that beat number 1 Arizona to advance to the Sweet 16. And then to get to the Final Four, they had to beat Gene, Katie, and Purdue. And now you have Iowa trying to get to the Final Four, having to beat another Big Ten team, and that is Illinois. For those of you that don't know, the Big Ten has not won an NCAA tournament championship since the year 2000, won by Michigan State. It's going to be pretty hard not to win it this year, given the number of teams that they have left. So my obsession with coach at Iowa, first year. Granted, when Dick Bennett did, it wasn't his first year. And when Bo Ryan took over Wisconsin, it took him a while to get the team at the level where they made back-to-back Final Fours and lost in the championship game. So it's just unbelievable. It's just so hard, and everybody knows it, following the teams in the state. So my obsession will start with The Miz. And joining me now is my pitching expert, 755 himself, because he was the winning pitcher in the game in which Hank Aaron hit his 755th home run. Formerly known, and here's how I introduce him. Now joining us is 755, formerly known as the Doctor of Pitching, and Jerry Augustine. 7:55. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Can you feel it, Homer? Baseball in here, you can feel it. I know you can.
Yeah, because I'm all excited about Miz. I want you to have a schedule for me. I know you're doing work for the Brewers again. When he's pitching next? When's the next time he's going to pitch?
Well, it just depends on they have some off days early in the season. I think it's worked out really good for them. They had an off day today, and then an off day, I believe it's next Thursday. So they'll be able to space them out a little bit depending on how many pitches that he threw yesterday. So I think he'll go with his regular start next time because they have off days, and it'll be interesting to see how he performs the next time out. But he was really, really good yesterday. And
explain what is really, really good to you, because I know it's not the same for me or others who just notice the strikeouts.
I like a guy who Miz has been a guy who last year came into the game and had to learn a little bit about who he was in a major league level and how he had to do it. And I'll tell you, you couldn't ask for a better way to come out.
Okay. Hold on. I hate to interrupt, but you say stuff. You need the junior high level. I have no idea what you're talking about. All I know is the guy throws smoke. Hey, buddy, smoke is coming. So I don't know what you're going to do, but you can't handle my smoke. Maybe I'll throw other stuff every now and then. So I don't know exactly what you're saying, but I heard Murph before the season opener, and he talked about, like, he was pretty tough. He was really good, then he kind of lost it, then he had to reteach himself, and he spoke more, Murph did, about how impressed he was in the playoffs, given how he clearly had to respond or he had to adjust. All right, so now, since I explained the rest of the junior high baseball people there with me, all right, explain kind of what you're talking about.
I talk about being able to execute pitches that you need to throw. I think when you look at a baseball pitcher, there's two ways you look at it. You can look at them analytically and say, hey, you know what? When you throw this curveball in certain counts, or you throw this curveball or fastball in a certain area, you've had this much success. That's the analytical part. That's the part of baseball that has come on in the last 10 years or so.
Because they have all the numbers.
Big with it. But there's another part of it. It's called the physical and the mental part of it. The physical part is being able to execute what you need to execute, and the mental part is just saying, you know what, I have a game plan. I know where I'm successful. I know what I have to do in situations. When I get into certain counts, I know where I have to throw it, and have that mental power to say, you know what, I'm going to execute that game plan. And I think that's where Miz has really gained a lot from last year when Murph was talking about him in the playoffs. He went out in the playoffs and he executed not only analytically, we talked about earlier, physically and mentally got out there and understood what he needed to do in that game to be successful. He went out, he had an idea, and he executed, and he did an outstanding job. He's one of those guys, when you talk about him, you got to put him I put him already in the category of schemes, because I think he's got that kind of stuff overall with all his pitches now already.
Excuse me, you're talking about the guy with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's right.
No, come on, Jared. Come on, 755. You can't.
Yes, I can.
Okay, explain. That guy's unhittable. All right, velocity,
location, being able to execute two different types of breaking balls, having a changeup. Everything is not perfected right, but he's in that stage where Skeens was a couple years ago.
Oh, he's where Skeens was a couple years ago. All right, okay. Well.
Yes. And so when you see that and you see him execute the way he is doing now with the confidence that he has, I just really like what he's doing. I think he's got a chance to be something very, very special in Milwaukee. He's got that personality that you can just see it. It beams us saying, I can't wait for the next time to go out because I understand what I can do, and I'm going to go out and do it. And I credit the Brewers for that, for not bringing him up too early, but allowing him to work with Chris Hook and Henderson, and allowing him to perform, to go out and do the things that he has to do to be a perfectionist, and that's what he does.
All right, now back to the junior high level. All right, you can tell me where I'm wrong here. So I'm now the Miz. I get on the mound. I'm thinking
Yep.
All right, when am I going to throw my fastball? Where am I going to throw my fastball? And I want them to know they can't hit. So. Then I throw stuff where they think the fastball's coming, and I throw. All right, so let's say the fastball. All right? Are there certain spots we should watch that, or does it depend on the hitter? Right? When you can throw it 101 to 104,
Yep.
all right? I'm throwing a fastball first pitch because I want to get ahead in the count, and they can't hit it if I throw it in the right spot. What do you think of my theory?
Well, I think of the theory. It's the old theory that's been in baseball forever, and it's when you pitch and you go in a game, and it says when in doubt, you go down and out, and in order to win, you got to pitch in, and that you take that theory right there. And where do pitchers have pitched for many years of baseball? Where do they go when they need to be successful? They go down and away, down and out,
right.
Really be able to handle that corner. But in order to keep young players or keep hitters honest, you got to throw the ball on the inside, and I think that's one thing that Miz does already. He's got that two-seamer, the four-seamer. When he explodes the four-seam fastball up in the middle part in, he's unhittable when has a good command. But yet, he has that great ability to throw the ball in the outside corner and uses secondary pitches effectively. So it just goes by the old. Baseball doesn't change, Homer. It won't change. It's always going to stay the same. And I said that, but like I just said, when in doubt, you pitch down and out. In order to win, you got to pitch in. And when you do that, and you do it with a good idea of where you want to locate it, you're going to be successful.
Talking with 755, formerly known as the Doctor of Baseball, a Doctor of Pitching, and Jerry Augustine. He is, and in fact, we are joined right now by 755 on the Yingling Hotline. Now, we have nothing in common. You are a phenomenal pitcher, but we have one thing in common. Neither of us threw 101.
That's right.
All right. So if you could have thrown that fast, how would it have changed how you would have pitched?
I don't think it would have changed anything, really. I think I still would have went with the theories that you have to do in order to win baseball. And I think what you have to do is you have to be able to go out and execute a game plan. And I think that, like I said earlier, I thought the Brewers did an outstanding job with Miz because we were looking for Miz for a couple of years and saying, where is this kid? This kid, we hear so much about him. He does well in the minors. And why isn't he up there? Well, they kept him down there because Chris Hook has such a great understanding of how to develop a player along with Jim Henderson now, where Chris Hook is that guy who talks about the mental part of the game, that physical part of the game, having a good delivery, being able to control the strike zone, where do you put your feet on the mound. Where Henderson is more that analytical guy saying, hey, you know what? I've got a fastball that's alive. Wherever you throw it, this four-seam fastball in is unhittable. This two-seam fastball down the way is going to get a ground ball. And you take those and you combine those, and I think that's why you see so many pitchers on this Brewers staff be successful because they learn what they do, what they do well, but they take it and they use it to perfection, and that's where they come into games, they perform, they execute, and then they win.
Well, I can tell you this. I'm thrown inside because I want to scare the hitter. If I can throw 101 plus, I want to scare him. Now, there are a number of pitchers that throw 99 to 101, though, so it's not like I don't think it's like Nolan Ryan. Am I right there that Nolan Ryan threw significantly faster than anyone else? There wasn't really anyone that close to him, whereas there are a number of pitchers, right, in the big leagues that throw close to as hard as Miz.
That's right. That's you're very right. You see a lot of guys in that 96 to 99, even 100, and sometimes harder than that, a little bit different than Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan's arm was electric. He had that great ability to throw that ball up in his zone, and the ball would just take off, and it would explode on you. And he could throw that ball down zone as he got a little bit older, throwing that two-seamer down. He couldn't locate it. But he also had a great breaking ball. Nolan Ryan had a great breaking ball. He could command it for strikes. And when he had that, he was extremely tough to hit. So when you're talking about a guy like Miz has got that electric arm where he throws mid three-quarter arm. He's got good movement on the ball. He can locate it. He can throw it 99. He can throw it 102. But he's got the secondary pitches that he's been able to locate. See him throwing that good slider now, a good cutter that he throws. He's able to throw that changeup effectively when he wants to. Those are the things that's going to make him that pitcher, that elite guy that you want to see in the game baseball, that Skeens-type guy. And I think he has all the qualities to be there.
All right, you said he has two types of curveballs. Explain that.
That's right. Two types of curveballs. The type of breaking ball would be a type of a breaking ball where you have a bigger break. It's more of a 12 to 6 rotation on it, and it breaks from from 12 to 6, straight straight down on an angle. And then he has what they call the cutter or a slider. And a slider is more of a thing where you throw it harder, you throw it a little bit.
Right, and it breaks
short.
And you think the hitter thinks it's a fastball, and he has no chance. If you have a great slider, I don't know, it was Dave's. The pitcher is unhittable because they think it's a fastball, and it breaks so that they miss it, and they can't hit it any time. Am I overselling that?
No, we go back to the stage when what made Corbin Burns. Corbin Burns, remember the one year he was like 6-8 with a 8 ERA, and they put him in the science lab, and when he went in the science lab, they taught him that his slider had tight spin. If you could locate it, you're going to be successful. What made Corbin Burns? The cutter or the slider. He was able to throw it for different speeds.
Can you do me a favor and just call it a slider and not a cutter? When you say cutter, then you say, and then for old people out there, a slider. Maybe I'm wrong. It's the same pitch, right? They just call it a cutter?
It is. Okay. There's a lot of pitches that are same, but I would be like you just said. It's more of a slider. Those are sliders, and you can throw sliders different ways.
Well, if he's throwing a fastball at 101, his slider could be 98, 90. What is it? How close does it have to be at the fastball to look like a fastball?
More of a 5 miles an hour. I'd say 95, 96. Right. And it just depends on how you finish it.
Right, but if you threw your fastball at 90, then your slider has got to be around 85, right? I mean, it's got to look like a fastball for the hitter to be confused, correct?
Yeah, you might be able to get a little bit better out of it. You might, depending on how you throw it, you might get in that 87, 88 category.
All right. Okay.
But it's right around 3 miles an hour, 5 miles an hour difference. And that's where Miz is he's learned that he's got confidence in all his pitches. I think the ceiling on this young man is it's going to be fun to watch him this year because they're going to watch him. They're going to watch his starts. They're going to make sure that he gets the work in. But it's his confidence and the way he goes about his job now. That last year, pitching in the playoffs, that has made him such a better pitcher starting out this year because he's been able to go out and do something on a big stage, and he's been able to be successful
with the pressure. Yeah, the pressure. All right, who is, when he was at his best, the best starting pitcher ever for the Milwaukee Brewers? I'm not saying he was the best. I'm saying when at his best, he was the best the Brewers have ever had during that stretch.
I'll tell you what. I think when we had CC, there was nobody better.
Ooh,
I don't think there was anybody better than CC Sabathia. He came over and he was dynamic with his breaking ball. He had that big break ball, the cutter, and the slider. But he was so aggressive in the strike zone. He was very confident and really could locate his pitches. I think CC, for the time he was here, I thought was probably one of the best the Brewers have had. I thought Pete Vukovich was very good when you got him in the ball game because he could locate his pitches. Don Sutton was very good when he could get to locations. There were a lot of guys who could really throw and make pitches and get the pitches where you want them, and they were very successful. I think Mike Caldwell is much different style pitcher, but was very, very good because he was more of a guy that located the sinker and he could throw it at different speeds, and he was very successful that way. But I think probably the guy that I would appreciate the most, I think, was probably CC Sabathia.
Okay, yeah, his numbers were incredible. So, Miz, and I don't care about his whole name. He's the Miz.
That's right.
He is Jacob Mizorowski. I think he goes by the Miz, right? I think to make sure I have.
Well, when he throws so good, you got to put a the in there.
Yeah, he's the Miz. I just look at what his ratio is walks to strikeouts is, but maybe walks isn't a certain number is okay. When he's in a bad situation, just walk the guy. He'll strike out the next. Or what? How are you looking at his stats in terms of?
I think.
Go ahead.
The one thing I really like about him, Homer, is he's really got great command of his delivery. Everything starts with a delivery, and the one thing you always talk about a delivery is when you pitch and you have the delivery that he does. Is when do you go to the plate? When do you start delivering the ball towards the plate? And what you'll see Miz do, his front leg when he raises that front leg up. He won't go to the plate until it gets to the highest point. Once it gets to the highest point, that's his key that he's going to separate his hands and drive and throw the ball to the plate. That's being very consistent. That's having a good delivery.
That's what you watch.
That's what I watch, and getting that arm in a good position to throw. When he does that, every pitch that he throws looks like the same thing. A fastball looks like a slider, coming out of his hand. A curveball looks like a changeup. They all look the same because he's got that good sound delivery. He doesn't start forward, he doesn't get rushed to the plate, and he has good delivery where the ball comes out of the hand at the same spot almost every time.
And we can cut this conversation because we're going to talk about The Miz so many times this year that when you come on, they're going to go, oh, no, 75, 755. Are you going to talk about The Miz again and again and again? Yep. So whatever we didn't get to this time, we'll get to next time. And you're back with the Brewers on radio, right? Is it post-game?
I'll be back on Monday. One thing, Homer, I promise you, when we do The Miz, I'll come up with something new on him every time we talk.
I know you will. You will. There's no doubt. All right.
I love pitching.
Yeah, and especially good pitching. Come on, you have to wish when you watch him. Damn, if I could have thrown 102, who knows how many games I would have won. What?
Baseball it's so much fun to be on that hill in front of our fans and the pitch in Milwaukee. But I'm going to tell you what, to have something that you can do like that, elite, oh my gosh, it would have been unbelievable.
755, you're the best. Thanks.
All right, anytime, Homer.
And each time I'll ask you how many people have called you 755 since we last talked. That is 755, formerly known as Jerry Augustine and the Doctor of Pitching. He was the guest on the Yingling Guest Hotline. Jeff from Jeff Sports. How much is a Miz card, Miz autograph, Miz jersey? Next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Got eastbound 94 backing up from about 76th Street all the way through the stadium interchange to just past 35th. Westbound is pretty clear. We're not seeing too many delays there at all. Southbound on 43, heavy from just south of Capitol Drive all the way down towards the KK River. Southbound on 894 backing up from about Lincoln down and around the Hale interchange to Forest Home. More backups heading right past Loomis. And then on northbound 41 backing up before Mayfair Road all the way up past Capitol. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, becoming mainly clear and cold, a low of 24. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 50. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on March 31st.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Tampa Bay Rays.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in March 31st at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee or check your local listings to watch the game.
Brewers baseball is back, and there's only one way to celebrate. With a Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka. Smooth, refreshing, and made for game day. Surfside is the perfect match for a day at the ballpark or catching the game at home. Surfside is only 100 calories with 0 bubbles, so it goes down easy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Homer here for Milwaukee Weight Loss. I've been on the journey since January and I've already lost 20 pounds, 10 to go by the end of March. If you're looking for a safe and easy program, it's actually easy. They'll actually help you keep the weight off. This is it. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. And for a limited time, $200 off with the spring special. Book your free consultation at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The dunks, the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single game tickets today at bucks.com/single. That's bucks.com/single.
Looking for a dinner that actually impresses and cocktails that keep the conversation going? Head to the second floor of St. Kate the Arts Hotel and discover the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails. Bold, elevated dinners, thoughtfully crafted cocktails. It's the kind of place where every plate and every pour is made with intention. Come for dinner, stay for another round. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
This is the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The Gary Ellison Homer Hour on Fridays. Gary is on assignment, so we had 755, formerly known as Jerry Augustine, on the Yuengling Guest Hotline. Joining us now is Jeff from Jeff Sports on the Yuengling Guest Hotline, because I want to know what to get a Miz. Jeff, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Homer. How are you?
I'm obsessed with the Miz. So, signed jersey, photo. I don't know, when was his first rookie card? Or he was in the minors a couple years. Tell me everything I need to know about what you know about the Miz from the standpoint of collectibles.
Collectible? Yeah, there's a lot of good cards out there right now. So Topps this year, for his first regular Topps card came out this year, and they put some really cool cards in the 2026 Topps. He's got some regular cards in there, and he's got autograph cards. His autograph cards in there, they do a lot of different variants. They do some that are numbered out of 50, some that are numbered out of 300. Most of his autograph stuff start about 125 on the Topps cards for him. He's got some cards that came out in Bowman also a couple years back. He's got like a 2025 Bowman autograph card. They did one that was out of 50. That one's like 300. So any autograph card of his right now is trading for like 150 to 300. His base rookie cards, a lot of those are in the $6 to $10 range. So still a good buy right now. But yeah, he's starting to become on a national level hot, not just local. So nationally, people have taken notice since last year after he pitched so well against the Dodgers. He really got on a national level for collectibles. So he's getting a lot of hobby love right now. A great game yesterday. So if he keeps playing like that, it's only going to go up.
Talking with Jeff from Jeff Sports. All right. Now, it used to be you'd get a pack of cards, or you'd want to have the whole set of like the 2026 Topps. But it sounds to me like you buy a pack now in a hope that one of them is going to be autographed. So there are a certain number of them that are autographed. So collecting cards has become more like, I don't want to say the lottery, where you can't get one by just buying the full set.
Yeah, so the people collecting full sets, that was a big thing in the 80s and 90s, because there's really just Topps and then Dunnison Flair, two other companies came in. And they didn't have all these cool inserts being cards numbered outside the base set. So like Topps will do, like they do like 792 cards for the regular set. And then when you buy the packs, they have stuff that's signed. They have a piece of the guy's jersey. They have different colors is a big thing. So they might do one that's orange out of 10. They might do one that's out of purple out of 20. So a lot of people now are like, I don't want the whole set. I don't need 792 cards. There's like three guys I want. I want Ohtani, I want The Miz, and I want Aaron Judge, let's say. And that's all they're looking for. So when you open up packs, it is like a form of gambling. You open up a pack, there's packs $3-4 and up, and you can hit a card that's literally worth thousands of dollars in those packs. Back in the 80s and 90s, I remember in 1983, Wade Boggs' rookie year, you'd buy the pack for like 35 cents, and the most valuable card you could get if you were lucky was a Wade Boggs rookie, and that was like $1.25. Nowadays, you can literally open up a pack and hit cards worth tens of thousands of dollars.
But let's say I go into your store and buy a pack.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for those specials. If I don't get the special, I'm just throwing the other cards away. I don't know if people do that, or is that a wrong decision, or does that decision even exist?
There's a lot of people that look for certain cards and they just actually give away or throw away the extra cards because they don't want all the bulk. I don't know long term, was that smart? I mean, down the road, so what happens to one of those guys? Most people keep their rookies, but look at like Brock Purdy. If you open up packs back then, you're looking for certain rookie cards, you go, oh, these other guys are bums, I don't want them. And you gave them or threw them away, and all of a sudden 2 years later, Brock Purdy becomes this great player, and now his cards are worth hundreds of dollars. That's why even the card you're talking about, or would it have to be one with a jersey or sign? No, okay. No, not always. Nope. Nope. I mean, it's kind of interesting because, like, Tom Brady, obviously, is the GOAT. But Tom Brady, like, he's got from 2000, there wasn't a lot of signed cards or anything like that. There was a couple. But his regular card, like, he's got, like, this Bowman Chrome. That's the name of the card company, the Bowman, and then they made a Chrome card of it. And that, they grade them on, like, a scale of 1 to 10. Like, and even in the grade, it's like 5,000. They can be 10 to 15,000 for that card. That's not even signed.
Wow. I know with baseball players, it's a little iffy because it can change, right?
I mean, any of the guys, you never know. I mean, when what's his face? Zion Williams, a couple years ago, that's during COVID, so cards got really hot. I mean, during COVID, the industry really spiked, and it's continued to grow from there. But during COVID, people are sitting at home, have some extra money. What they're going to do? They start digging around their old cards. So cards got really hot, and they've continued since then, but that's when it really burst on. And so Zion Williams cards, he had cards that were going 30, 40, 50,000 that were autographed, and they were tough to get, but since, you know, he's a good player, but he has not lived up, obviously, to the hype, and some of that stuff that was 100,000 is around $2,000 now. So there's times it can drop like $100,000 on a card. So anytime you do with some of the newer guys, you never know. I mean, if a guy gets hurt or does something dumb off the field, that affects his card. So there is definitely a risk value to the new stuff. It can go up as fast as it can go up. It can go down that fast too.
Am I correct in that the way people are getting involved from kids or even adults is just different? Mm-hmm. But that's because the card companies themselves have changed, right? They've decided that throwing these special ones in is creating more interest or not.
It is. It's become so. We've been in it 44 years, so we see the kind of the evolution of a lot of this. I mean, back in the 80s and 90s, people collected because they just looked for a certain player. They wanted to put the set. They just enjoy collecting. Now it's really driven by what the cards are worth. Even like the small kids, you know, used to be like, oh, I want to open a pack. And back when I collected, it's like, oh my gosh, I got a Packer card. This has made my whole day. I opened up a pack at whatever, 82 tops, and I got a Robin Young. It was like, oh my, I didn't care what it was worth, but I hit the guy, a Brewer. Nowadays, this guy, kids open up packs, kids that are 10, 12, and kids that are 30s, 40s, they open up a pack, they go, I'm not sure who this guy is. Oh my God, it's $300. Oh my!
Because they can look. They look up online on eBay and just find out the value of everything immediately.
Yeah, and then it's different. There's a lot of different apps where you can scan cards that can tell you instantly what they're going for. So it's a lot of driven. There's still people that collect certain guys, but it's mostly driven by the value of the cards. It's like getting the Willy Wonka golden ticket. You hit the right card, it can be a monster card. I've seen guys pull $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 for one card out of my pack, that a brand new pack.
Wow. Talking with Jeff
from to get.
Yes. Jeff from Jeff Sports, what's it worth? Yes, I bought some. I'm not going to say where. Trying to get a Mickey Mantle, and I was told the odds aren't real good. I'm going to give it my best shot, and I didn't get a Mickey Mantle. But I will say this. It does create a little more juice when you're opening up the packs, when you know there's a possibility of something there. Well, that in that case, I think probably, at least $1,000.
Yeah, it's like $1,500 for a Mickey Mantle. It's like opening up a Christmas gift. It's like every day is Christmas at Jeff Sports. You open up packs, you never know what you're going to get. And it's pretty fun right now with basketball this year because Con Knipple, the local kid, he's one of the hottest guys. He's one of the hottest guys in the industry right now. So any product this year that's been coming out for basketball is driven by him, and obviously Cooper Flake too, but Cooper Flake and Con Knipple is what's driving the product. So any given year, people are like, what's hot? It's like it can vary year to year. If there's hot rookies like that, that drives that product. Everyone's looking for it. So, yeah, it's awesome to see a local kid like that playing so well, and his cards are hot all over the country.
And when it first came out, I mean, you kind of talked about Brock Purdy. It could have been the same way with Knipple.
Yeah, so when it first came out, it's like, all right, locally, like, that's be cool. And then obviously he got hot pretty quick, and people are like, wait a minute, this kid's whoa, and he's obviously 100 3-pointers when he bet Steph Curry, beat Steph Curry for quickest rookie to hit 100 threes. When people take notice of that, and he's continued to play good, so that his cards are really hot, which is awesome to see. And and then we got Ohtani in baseball. So 2018, so that's the last 8 years. I mean, that he's just been helped the hobby enormously, how great he is, not only on a national level, but on an international level. All over the world, people are collecting his cards. So that just brings more collectors into this space, which is exciting.
Talking with Jeff from Jeff Sports. All right, let's get to the Miz. What's available out there at the price? What get a jersey, a signed photo, a signed card?
Yeah.
What?
So we do what we do carry cards. I'm actually sold out of cards, but like signed cards that come out of packs, they kind of start at 100, and most of them, depending on how limited, can go up to like 300-400. We do jerseys and photos. We're big into photos, so we do like framed photos. Depending on the size, can be in the $200 range for a nice Miz signed photo. Extremely hot. We were fortunate enough to do a couple little signings with him. So he's one of my best sellers. Jackson Shearer is another guy that's really hot. Obviously, he's hurt right now, but he's played very well. Lived up to the hype. Hope he comes back sooner than later. And so for us, like Jackson Cheerio stuff does really well. The Miz is very hot. So it's fun having some of the local guys. And it's interesting because for the Packers, obviously a great year last year, but the only guy that's really hot for us is Love. But the Brewers right now, they got a bunch of guys that people want. So it's exciting to see the Brewers and the Brewers fan base seeing a lot of these exciting guys right now.
And the last question for you.
Yeah.
Giannis, where does he, from the last 5 years, or there have been different stories, or people maybe still interested because they think he's going to be gone, or what?
People are always collecting him. I always sell him. Now, obviously, when they won the championship, that's going to be probably the hottest. So everyone wants this championship. You know, it was 50 years since they won, so just an exciting time. So really, really hot. Now, Giannis is one of those guys consistently sell for us, and I've had some influx of people looking for things of him, and they're saying, I think I better get something now because if we trade him, is he going to be accessible? Is he going to be hard to get? So most people love Giannis. And my majority of my customers, like, even if he leaves, we're still going to love him. Sometimes when a player leaves, obviously he can be bitter and be like, But with Giannis, it won't affect him at all. If he leaves, as far as collectabilities and what we sell, people are still going to want him. He accomplished a lot here. And a lot of people, they want him to stay, but if he leaves, they're okay with it, which is kind of interesting. That just shows how much love people have for Giannis.
All right, any last word you want to give to people who come over to Jeff Sports?
Yeah, if you're looking for sports cards, we have baseball, football, basketball packs. Any of the autograph stuff, we try to stay up on top of it. So Cheerio, Miz, Love, Giannis, we have all that stuff in stock. So it's a fun time to be a Wisconsin sports fan right now.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Homer.
Go to jeffsports.com. More on the Miz. What other angle I can have on the Miz? How about getting Miz's glove? I'll have to ask somebody with the Brewers, huh? They ever old glove, Miz's first glove. He had 11 strikeouts. What's the most he's had in a game? Yes, I will know I'm a success when you go, Homer. No, anything today, but not more Miz. Not more Miz. Yes, more Miz coming next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We've got eastbound 94 backing up from about 76th Street all the way through the stadium interchange to 30. Actually, just past 35th. Westbound is pretty clear. We're not seeing too many delays there at all. Southbound on 43, heavy from just south of Capitol Drive all the way down towards the KK River. Southbound on 894 backing up from about Lincoln down and around the Hale interchange to Forest Home. More backups heading right past Loomis. And then on northbound 41 backing up before Mayfair Road all the way up past Capitol. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, becoming mainly clear and cold, a low of 24. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 50. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
When Milwaukee families need help, the United Way is there, reducing barriers to employment, providing transportation, safe and stable homes, and more for over 192,000 people.
And this month, CUNIS is proud to stand beside them. Hi, I'm Bill Eater with CUNIS of Milwaukee.
And I am Tony Avery with the United Way of Greater Milwaukee and Waukesha County. During the CUNIS Drives Milwaukee 1000 event, they're donating $100 to the United Way for every vehicle sold.
Our goal this month is simple: 1,000 vehicles across 3 CUNIS Milwaukee dealerships.
For a $100,000 donation to the United Way of Greater Milwaukee and Waukesha County.
To help us reach our goal, you'll find incredible deals on all new and pre-owned vehicles at our 3 locations in Greenfield, Oak Creek, and Hope Chevrolet on West Metro Auto Mall.
Be a part of driving Milwaukee forward at the CUNIS Drives Milwaukee 1000 event.
Start your search today at CUNISMKE.com. That's CUNISMKE.com.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Only the best teams remain. Is your pick still on the court? And are you ready for tip-off? It's time to stock up, or maybe restock. Either way, you don't want to miss a minute of college basketball. So hurry up and make that trip to Discount Liquor. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where since 1960, we've been your one-stop shop for everything alcohol-related. With a selection of over 15,000 varieties of beer, wine, liquor, and mixers, all at the lowest prices in town. Discount Liquor is sure to make your tournament party a success. So stop the madness, at least long enough to get over to Discount Liquor. Discount Liquor, 2 locations, Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow in Maine.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings. Discount Liquor.
See all of our specials at discountliquorinc.com.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is ready to slip someone into a green jacket. The next tournament of the season is here, and there's $1,000 in cash prizes. Hey ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellison, inviting you to a 2-man scramble at Georgia Golf Club, all played on Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center's spacious, state-of-the-art simulators. Sign up now at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. It's just $120 per team, and all teams must compete their round by March 31st. Who's walking away with the cash, and who's earning that green jacket?
Turn your dream kitchen into a reality with the IKEA Dream Kitchen event. Now through April 21st, IKEA family members save 10% when they spend $3,000 or more on section kitchen cabinets and eligible appliances and countertops. That's modern style, smart storage, and everyday functionality designed your way. Plus, section cabinets come with a 25-year limited warranty. Not sure where to start? IKEA's expert kitchen planners are here to guide you every step of the way. Your dream kitchen is closer than you think. So visit IKEA Oak Creek or IKEA.us today.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Four more NCAA tournament games tonight. The phone number is 1-800-990-3776. If you wish to be a part of it, my thanks to Jeff from Jeff Sports and 755, formerly known as Jerry Augustine, the Doctor of Pitching. They were on the Yingling guest hotline, and you can be on it next if you wish. The NBA presents 3 comprehensive anti-tanking proposals. They're too complicated for me to even tell you about, and there'll be great discussion on it. In terms of, it's not too complicated to figure out what they're going to try to do in the sense of the chance of winning and getting the first pick or the pick's not going to vary that much, whether you're the worst record or close to the worst record. So, however they figure that out, and if you have a great idea, feel free to pass it along because it's going to be tough to do. 1-800-990-3776. Have mentioned Milwaukee weight loss because it works. I did it primarily because I had seen other people I work with that had done it and been doing it for over a year, and they had still lost the weight. And I knew somebody else who I thought there was no way they would ever do a weight loss. They were on it, and it worked for them. So I said, well, is this... if you've been on it over a year and you still have lost the weight, that is the definition to me of a great weight loss program. This was the case of that person. And so my goal was in the first, February, March, 2.5 months or 60, 70 days to lose 30 pounds. That would mean I have to lose 5 more pounds by probably like next Tuesday or Wednesday, which I know I can do. Why does it work? Because I eat less. And I'm not that hungry, so I didn't expect it would work that way. There's nothing crazy about it. You don't have to take a shot or all the different ways. It's a doctor-developed, doctor-supervised program. For a limited time, you get $200 off with the spring special. For the first 60 days, you eat less. You have a couple meals, but I eat less and I'm okay. So I assume that in the past when I've tried to lose weight, you eat less and then you can't keep doing it because you want to eat more. And it just doesn't work that way. But you can talk to them, MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com, MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com, or you give them a call, 262-235-3980. I don't know that it'll work exactly the same for you as it has for me, but it works. And when they told me, it's kind of easy, my thought was, no weight loss program is ever kind of easy. But now I see what they say it. And kind of easy because you eat less and you're okay with it. I didn't anticipate it would happen that way. I thought at some point I'd want to eat more. And I'm able for me not to eat in the evening when I used to always be eating something up until 9 or 10 o'clock. I can eat my evening meal at 7 and be done. I don't need to eat anymore. Well, in the end, though you can ask the experts them, seems to me it all comes down to eating less, fewer calories. And if you can do it and you're okay with it, done deal. And I hope that I'm still doing this after a year, because that's my definition of a weight program that works, that you're there still after a year. If you do it for a couple months and then you gain the weight back, what's really been gained? MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com, MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com, 262-235-3980. 1-800-990-3776. Who will be next? Well, I guess if you call in, you're not technically in the Yingling guest hotline. Is that true, Pebble?
Yeah, the Yingling guest hotline is only for our guests.
For the special guests, not people who call in. If you discount league or Twitter poll question, if you could get a free signed jersey, which of the three would you want the most? Jordan Love, The Miz, and Giannis. My fascination with The Miz has not been taken also by the people voting. He's not doing well. I am next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. National Player of the Year.
Left hand, and the game is tied.
Kids magical. Wisconsin legend.
Dump it inside, the back end. It's Kaminsky.
Frank Kaminsky joins KBN.
Who was your favorite teammate of all time?
See, it's a baiting question because you want me to say you.
On the Yingling Legends Live.
No, I'm not.
What?
No, it's not. It's not me.
You were annoying to play with.
Yingling, America's oldest brewery. Now available in Wisconsin. D.G. Yingling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
ESPN Radio Sports Beat with Evan Cohen.
On Tuesday, the University of North Carolina made the decision to move on from head basketball coach Hubert Davis, their former player, former assistant coach, 5 years as a head coach. I would not have made the same move. I think he's still potentially a good option for them as head coach. But that said, it's over and done with. And now there should only be one target for UNC, and it is blatantly obvious. A two-time national champion at the University of Florida, Billy Donovan, a Hall of Famer, is one of the greatest college coaches ever. And he's just sitting and he's wasting away right now as head coach of the Chicago Bulls for a franchise that's going absolutely nowhere. Get him out of Chicago and get him to Chapel Hill. This would be a huge blessing for all the UNC fans and players alike. It is rare that you could get your hands on a coach like Billy Donovan, and he's ripe for the taking. UNC, you've got one option, and it's Billy Donovan. Coming up in 60 seconds, I'll tell you the best thing that's going to happen in Major League Baseball this year.
Talk about stepping up. Bang! Bang!
It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
No, they're not bad for baseball. They're great for baseball. Who's they? The L.A. Dodgers. Yep. As everyone's complaining about how much money they spend heading into the 2026 baseball season, I'm here to tell you that we have a true villain in the sport. That's a good thing. We need that one team in baseball, in all sports, to either love or hate. And now we've got it. Yeah, the LA Dodgers going for a three-peat. Everyone wants to either see them set records or get torn down. We don't have that in the NBA right now. We don't necessarily have that in the NHL, even though we have a back-to-back champion with the Florida Panthers. The LA Dodgers are the team that everyone has an opinion on. So when we're saying they're bad for baseball, they're good for baseball. They're actually great for baseball. More teams should be like them. Spend money on great players and become villains than any of the other teams in the sport. They're kind of what the Yankees used to be. For the ESPN Radio Sports Beat, I'm Evan Cohen.
Feels like the world is a little broken lately. Maybe all we need is a fix. Most spirits are acidic. Fix Vodka is different. Fix Vodka is the world's first high alkaline, acid-free vodka. Handcrafted with natural spring water and select grain. Clean, smooth, done right. Better water, better vodka. Get your local fix.
Fix Vodka.
Enjoy responsibly.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
1-800-990-3776. The NCAA men's basketball tournament this year is one thing and one thing only. Can the Big Ten finally win a title? They haven't won one since 2000 Michigan State. Purdue and Arizona are already set for tomorrow. Illinois and Iowa. So the Big Ten's already got one team in the Final Four. So you got 3 of the 4 teams there, and you got 2 more tonight. Michigan is playing against Alabama. I would assume Michigan's going to win that game. So now you'll have a 4th team. I don't know what the record is for. I think the Big East had 3 of 4 one year, long time ago. St. John's, Georgetown, Villanova.
The last time the Big Ten technically had 4 teams in the Final Four is when it just was 76, but UCLA, who was not part of the Big Ten,
that doesn't count.
But they had 3 teams in there then.
Yeah,
76.
So, and then there's so many Big Ten teams now. That's a part of it that factors in. But they've got 3 in the Elite 8. I would assume Michigan will be 4. Michigan State and UConn, I don't know. My only tip on that is that the over-under is 136.5, and I think that's going to be under. I think both teams have some difficulty scoring. Tennessee and Iowa State, the other game. So, yeah, you could have, it's just amazing how good the Big Ten has been.
You could have 4 teams in the Final Four from the Big Ten.
Which would be even more painful for Wisconsin fans because it might be 4 teams that Wisconsin beat them all, right? Wisconsin.
That's true, yeah.
Have they beaten all? They won at Michigan. Did they beat Michigan State?
I think they did. At the Kohl Center.
And they beat Purdue, I think.
Yeah, they beat Purdue, and they beat Illinois on the road in overtime.
And they had to beat Iowa.
Yep.
So they beat them all. How would that be? That'd be painful. If I was on Wisconsin and beaten all the teams, every single one. But yeah, this would not look good. St. John's and Duke, while I do the Big East for Marquette, I would be surprised if St. John's wins. I think Duke wins. Alabama, Michigan, Michigan State, and UConn. I'm going to give that to Pebble. I don't know. I will take Iowa State over Tennessee, but I don't.
If Michigan State can keep shooting as well as they have been in the tournament, they'll be UConn. Yeah.
And if UConn can shoot well, Caravan has been the guy who was so highly touted, justifiably so, but he was playing horribly for a while. Couldn't make any shots.
But what a game to be an official in, though. Danny Hurley and Tom Izzo both in your ear during the game.
Yeah, it's true. Won't be fun. Tennessee and Iowa State. To me, Iowa State is whether the kid Jefferson, is he back yet?
Yeah, Jefferson's not playing, I don't think. No. He was warming up. He was practicing a little bit yesterday, but he could not put any weight on his foot when he got hurt, so I don't see how he plays this weekend. But then again, I didn't think Caleb Foster, from Duke, who's 3 weeks post-surgery on his foot injury, is going to be back tonight playing. But how much can he play? How many minutes is he going to get? But he does supply that veteran leadership that Duke has needed as well.
An additional college basketball thought as we get done here, but the idea of Billy Donovan coaching at North Carolina, to me, would be ludicrous. I don't know why would you want to coach in college basketball? Billy Donovan was a great college coach. It's not the same game. The concept is totally, he doesn't know what to do. No one knows what to do. If college basketball were the same as it once was, I could see him to want to do it. I don't know why anybody who's had some level of success would want to be in college basketball. That's why some of the best ones have left, and I get it. Like North Carolina, I would hire the coach at Iowa. He'd go 3 schools in 3 years.
He's from Iowa. Iowa's his dream job.
I don't think he's going to do it. But, I mean, no one knows who to hire as a coach because the game has changed so dramatically. It's all about how much money you have, or are you getting veteran players, or are you getting foreign players? There's no expert on college basketball. And if you're like Billy Donovan, or think of any coach that's been successful in the past, if they're honest, they'd have to admit, I don't know what to do. Like, well, how do you recruit? Who do you recruit? How long do you recruit?
You have to recruit your entire roster every year.
Every year, yes. And then you don't know how good are the people going to play for you. There's no development of players. You've got to figure out who's going to play well for you immediately. And then if your freshman is good, you don't want them to be too good, because if they're too good, then they leave and go to the pros. There's never been a time in both college football and college basketball that it's as hard as it is now. And not only hard, it's different. So I would question the sanity of any veteran coach who got into college basketball now, unless they're just going to pay you a ton of money, because they're just lying if they know what to do. The people that are in it that are veterans, when you hear Pitino and Izzo, even they recognize the difference, and they can't recruit the same, and you don't know how long the players are going to be. Pebble said it best. You literally are recruiting a different team every year. It's harder than the pros. In the pros, some of your players come back. In college, the majority of them won't. So what do I do? How do I recruit? I would think on the staffs that they have, the majority of those people on staff should be out looking at players from all around the world as to who they're going to get. Not to mention, you don't know who's going to be back. If they're not playing, do they want to get back, come back? And if they're not playing, do you want them back? I think it's harder than it's ever been, and I would think Billy Donovan or any veteran coach from the past would be smart enough to know, I ain't dealing with that. Maybe in a few years, maybe when people figure it out and you see those and how they're able to get some level of success. ESPN National. Next.
A crash on westbound 94 at Mitchell Boulevard. The left lane is blocked right now, so that's got backups all the way back to 35th Street. On the eastbound side, we just have